So I am in Geneva right now. I'm at the train station, about to go to Paris. My train just got here. I've been spending the last 2 days planning a wedding for this summer with my lovely bride, and it's been a really wonderful trip. It's been amazing to see the space and to get a lot of things done. Quick trip for me here before I head to Paris, where I'm going to spend the night, and then go to Dubai next. So it's a whirlwind trip, and I got to get on this train right now before it takes off without me. I'm gonna get some work done on the train, probably gonna edit some more videos. I've got some emails and contracts I need to send out to clients. It's a 3-4 hour train ride, so I should be getting a lot of stuff done. At least I hope to be productive. Yeah, I've never been to Paris before, so I can't wait to see it and walk around all night. I gotta get on this train now and get to my seat, so I'll see you in a bit. Lovely ride. Now I have 2 bags and heading into the train station. It's really cool. I'm gonna flip it around. I just got off of my train. I'm in Paris, and you can see there's smoke behind me. Let me flip this around and show you what's happening right now. I have no idea what just happened. I literally walked out of here 2 seconds ago, and this is what is going on. I'm gonna get out because I'm starting to feel the smoke. I want to get out of here. Okay. I'm trying to figure out where to go. Okay. I've never been here before, don't know where I am, don't know where I'm going. But I gotta get away from this smoke. It is billowing out of there. Guys, I don't know what happened, but this looks serious. All right, I'm officially really nervous. I don't know what's going on, but these guys look like they mean business. All right, I'm gonna get out. Okay, I got away from it. I don't know what's going on still. All right, so I got away from the action. I just walked as far away as I could until I reached a canal. You can see how smoky the sky is behind me. Apparently it's a political protest at the train station. Just as I was walking out of there, a group of protesters lit some motorcycles on fire, apparently, and kept the first responders from being able to get to the fire to put it out, which is why it got kind of out of hand. I'm gonna work toward getting to my hotel so that I can figure out what's going on. I don't have internet service until I get to my hotel, but I do have cell and text service, so I've been texting my family and letting them know I'm safe, and also getting them to look up information. In America, nothing has been reported about this at all on any news station. Again, it's only been about 8 minutes on the timeline of things, so maybe word hasn't traveled that fast, but my family had no idea about anything. So, okay, so more sirens are coming from another direction. I'm gonna keep moving and getting out of here to safety. All right.
Hey party people, what's up? Today I'm coming to you from Paris, France. This is not the video I expected to film today. In fact, I didn't really expect to film a video today. I thought that I would be editing videos so I can post something to go live on my channel tomorrow. But something happened today while I was traveling that made me want to sit down and shoot this here in dark conditions. This isn't my ideal lighting situation. This is not also the location I had planned on doing any sort of shooting, but I do have a message that I think is really important to share with my viewers. If you're new to this channel, I'm Valerie Gernhauser, and I've been a wedding planner for 10 years now. I have two planning companies, Sapphire Events and Ruby and Pearl Events, and I started this YouTube channel to bring you no-nonsense planning advice to get you across the finish line, to set you up for success and have your best day ever. With everything that's going on in the news today, I wanted to share some advice because right now the wedding industry is being impacted by news that is happening around the world. Without further ado, let's jump right in. I have a wedding coming up this summer for a client at a chateau in France near Switzerland, and we've been planning for the last couple of days. They got in a few days before me to get familiar with the area, go and do some errands related to the wedding, and then I came into town to do a walkthrough of the venue, meet with the florist, do some tastings, taste the wine, taste the cake, taste the menu, that sort of thing, and then go through all of the details for how this is really going to work, because when you have a destination wedding, there's a lot of moving parts to think about and plan for, and that's what I do. I'm also on my way to an industry conference, the Engage Luxury Wedding Summit, which is being hosted in Dubai in 2 days. I fly out tomorrow. I'm here in my hotel room in Paris by the airport with no makeup on and hair not in the condition that I want it to be in, because it's important for me to get this video out to you. When I came in to Paris today, I took a train. I got out at the train stop. I've never been to Paris before, so it's definitely a bucket list item. I'm only going to be here for about 18 hours, so I really can't do a whole lot, but I wanted to see a little bit of the city before I headed to my next destination, which is my hotel by the airport, because I'm flying out tomorrow to go to Dubai. I got out of the train station today and I walked out of the station. It was a lot of people, which is what I expected. It's a big city. It's very busy. That's normal. When I got farther out from the entrance doors to the train station, I noticed dark clouds that were appearing overhead. These weren't clouds that were rain clouds. This was black. It was black smoke, the unmistakable stench of burning fuel in the air. And as I looked around to my left, I saw that a corner of what appeared to be the train station was up in black smoke. I didn't know what had happened. It was very, very recent, maybe moments before I had just walked out of the train station. Something went down. I didn't have internet access on my phone, but I was able to call and have some text service from the mobile plan that I have. But I couldn't look anything up to find out what was going on. I started filming because I'm working on a destination wedding planning video for you lovely party people. And I have to confess, before I left home to come on this 10-day trip of mine, as I was thinking about this journey I was about to take in a place that I've never been to Geneva, I've never been to Paris, I've never been to Dubai, I have to admit I had a little bit of apprehension going into it. And that's not normally like me. But I have 4 small kids at home, age 8, 6, 3, and 1. When you become a parent, how do I put this? When you have lives in your charge and you're responsible for bringing people up in the world to be lovely humans, as a parent, I feel this subconscious tug intellectually that in the course of daily life, the risks that we're exposed to as human beings in the world, living and going about our day-to-day business, at any given moment, there's something that could happen that we didn't plan for and that we didn't expect, that could affect our health, that could affect our physical ability to carry on our days in the way that we normally do, that could unfortunately result in a severe injury or perhaps, heaven forbid, loss of life. And in my experience, there's no greater fear that I have than to not be present for my kids in their lives because of an accident. I did not expect this to happen. So in the back of my head, as I'm preparing for this trip, these thoughts are sort of processing through, knowing that I don't know what I don't know about the world. I have a love for travel. I enjoy experiencing new things, and I want to see everything. I want to share that with my family. Knowing the risks that can happen to any of us on a day-to-day basis, I see that there are two options to decide how to live your life. And this definitely relates to wedding planning in a similar sense. You can decide how you will go about living your life, just as you can go and decide how you will respond to the planning process, the decisions that have to be made, the things that you can't plan for or predict, all of the elements of the unknown that are beyond anyone's control. When you travel, you put yourself at risk of a lot of different things. So what happened today, I get out of the train station, I look up, I see a cloud of smoke. And I look around, I see a thicker cloud of smoke at the train station just to my left, less than 100 yards away. Nobody's running around. I didn't hear a boom or any loud noises, but people are watching, and the smoke is getting thicker, faster, and it's growing. And I see flames start to flicker at the base of what I believe is the source of this column of smoke. The thick smell of burning fuel is prevalent everywhere. It happened so fast. In a matter of mere minutes, everywhere I turned, I couldn't get away from it. I had trouble breathing. I didn't have internet access, but I did have the ability to call and text on my phone through my cellular plan. I reached out to my husband to say, this is what happened. I need to know what's going on in the news. Can you look this up and tell me what's going on? I'd never been to Paris before. I didn't really know my way around. I had planned on doing a little bit of sightseeing and then getting on the road to my hotel so I could work on the computer tonight. There were no taxis, there were no Ubers, the trains were definitely not running at this point, and I have no information to find out what's going on, but the general area was relatively calm. People were stopped and watching. Sirens were passing, tons of police cars were coming through. I moved away with my bags to get farther out from the train station where I could get a better view and also get to a place of safety quicker without all of the people that were kind of gathering closer and closer to the source of this. As I do so, I see rows of French police forces in SWAT gear, helmets, vests, shields, lining up right in front of me to head where I was just standing. So something serious has gone on. I kept walking away from the source, but kept looking back to see what was going on. Again, it was generally calm. There was a bit of confusion around, but it wasn't pandemonium. I learned that there was a protest at an impromptu concert held at that corner, and the protesters lit some scooters on fire. And I kept walking away from it, keeping my eye on the situation, and tried to figure out from not the train station how I was going to be able to get to my destination. No trains available, no internet access for Uber or Lyft. I don't speak the language, so I'm limited in my verbal resources. So I started walking. I hope that everyone involved in the situation is safe. I definitely hope that nobody was seriously injured or worse. What I do know is that no one can predict when things like a protest that turns violent, or a virus that spreads quickly, or a natural disaster that's stronger than anticipated. These unpredictable things beyond our control, we can decide how we respond to them. We can decide before they ever happen, before we even know what they are, how we would be affected by something big beyond our control. My advice is you can't continually protect yourself unless your choice is to live in a sterile bubble of protection. You will not succeed in being able to predict with accuracy what unforeseen events will befall around you and how they might negatively impact your life and those around you. This goes for travel. This also goes for weddings. In my world, as a destination wedding planner, it affects both aspects of my life. So here's the thing. Travel more. Don't be afraid of what the media is putting out to sensationalize the negativity that's in the world. Don't believe everything that you read in reports. Do your research. Do read lots of sources of information. Consider through critical thinking skills what information you're absorbing may be accurate, is false and misleading, and what the purpose is behind the author's intentions in sharing this information with you, written in the way that it's written, so that you don't get swept up in unnecessary drama surrounding the events of today. If you consider not traveling the world because of the risk that you might be exposed to something, you are limiting yourself from living your life. You can't protect yourself from everything. That's just the way of the world. But do travel, because tomorrow isn't promised. Do continue to live life, because you never know when something will happen that could prevent you from being in the moment, going somewhere that you've always dreamed of going, being with people that you love in a location that means something so important and special to you. Listen, here's the thing. You can decide to hold yourself back from doing the things that you want to do, from traveling the world, seeing the sights, pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, to expose yourself to new cultures, new places, and learning about new things. What happened today in Paris was completely random and arbitrary. Couldn't be predicted, couldn't be prepared for. I certainly wouldn't have chosen to walk out in the middle of it. But what I can do is choose to continue to travel and not be afraid of things like this happening. Travel is a choice, and how you decide to go about your daily life is your choice and yours alone. For me, I want to see the world. I want to continue to expand my horizons, push myself outside my comfort zone, and see what I've never seen before. Continuing to practice common sense skills like being aware of your surroundings. These are basic skills that you're going to use anytime you travel. Here's the deal. Things that happen in the world that have an extreme negative impact on human life are sensational. They're very prevalent in the news cycle, and so we tend to think that they might be more prevalent and more common and thereby more dangerous than they actually are. So your choice is to take this information, process it, check your resources and consider the source, but also consider what this actually means in the grand scheme of things. Are you going to choose to live your life afraid? I certainly am not. I will continue to travel. I will continue to do the things that I've wanted to do. That's important to me. It's how I learn. It's how I get inspired. It sets a really good tone and example for my own children. I want them to continue to live life and learn how to enjoy and soak up what is good in the world. If I leave any legacy behind for my children, I want them to know that no matter how bad the world can be, no matter how scary something may seem at the time, be bold, be brave, and be kind to others. Do that by learning about the world around you, exploring other cultures, make friends that are different from you, and your life will become so enriched by the good in the world, because there is so much of it. The good in the world you have to go and seek and find for yourself. You have to look for it to come to you and reveal itself to you and to participate in it. And the way that I choose to do that is to continue to travel, pushing past my fear, like I felt on the night before I even took this trip, pushing past the nerves and the anxiety and the stress I initially felt when I left the train station to a column of smoke nearby, and the negative emotions surrounding the fact that I don't know what's happening around me, I don't know where I'm going, and I don't have access to information to find out. As scary as that is, there's kindness in the world. I found myself in a place, in a country I have never been to, in a city I've never been to, in a language I do not speak, on the corner, desperate, looking for a way out. After finding no luck hailing a cab, talking to a few drivers, sun's going down, I'm looking around, it's getting dark, it doesn't look safe. The people that are starting to come around the corner that I'm standing on while I'm making an effort to hail a cab with my 2 suitcases, my backpack full of stuff, looking like the green American that I am. I was a sitting duck on that corner with all of my things around me. It was very obvious to anyone observing me that I didn't belong there and I didn't know what was going on. But instead of overreacting or letting my fear get the best of me, the thing that I did was look around for the good. I turned with the corner where I was standing. There was a restaurant, there was a fruit stand and a fresh market nearby. There was a major tourist destination that I'd actually walked away from because I didn't feel like that was a good idea. Lots of traffic, people coming in, going so fast. I didn't really want to put myself in that position. I turned behind me and I saw there was a showroom for hardwood floors, an interior salesperson inside, and a worker. They were talking and looking at me. two men. I looked around at my conditions. I took a chance and went into the hardwood floor store and asked if they spoke English. The manager that spoke to me said, I speak a little English, but I'm a bit rusty. It's been a while. And I said, this is what's happened. I traveled in today. I was at the train station when the incident happened. I need to get to my hotel and I don't have internet service. I'm trying to get a cab. He so graciously welcomed me in off the street, helped me with my bags inside, and he said he was happy to help. This was a complicated corner and things get complicated really fast. That it was calm right now, but it could get more complicated in a minute. And I feel like that was his way of telling me there was no business for me to be on that street corner any longer than I had to be. He offered me access to internet on his computer and access on his cell phone to call my hotel. Was able to work it out, to call my ride sharing service and get access to a car to pick me up and take me to my destination. It ended up taking 3 tries with 3 different drivers to successfully get to my location to pick me up and get me to where I needed to be. All I wanted to do at that point was get out and get safe and get to a place where I could unload my bags and rest and understand more about what had happened. I could have broken down and started crying, which is what I felt inside, but I knew that would just expose my vulnerabilities even more and it wouldn't be productive. What I needed to do was problem solve, find a solution, make good decisions, be a critical thinker, and take action. This is a life skill. This is something that you need not just when traveling the world, something I do on event day all the time. Here's what I do. I see that there's a problem. I assess the situation, do a quick cost-benefit analysis of my options. What should I do? What makes the most sense? What's logistically feasible and possible? And take action. I'm so grateful for that man in the store that let me come in. In the moment, I was very surprised and also humbled that he was kind, and it endeared to me my faith in the world. I can't let my fear take over. What I can do is make choices for productive decision making, critical thinking, and look for the good in people because they're out there. This may be overly optimistic of me, but this is who I am as a person. I really believe that the world is more good than bad, and that what we see in the news and on the internet, and especially in the palm of our hand every second that we look in our phone, there's more negativity that is thrown in our faces faster and at greater volume than the good. It's easier to report on the negativity, but the overwhelming majority of what exists in the fabric of the human condition is love, is kindness, is good. And I choose to believe in that. I'll continue to travel. I'll continue to push past my fear. I think it makes me a stronger person. It builds character. And ultimately, it also sets a really great example for my kids to do the same, to be good people in the world, to help others out, and to know that the world around them is good at heart. I share this with you because as my audience of party people, you know there's a lot of risk involved in the planning process and in travel and in life itself. This is not hyper specific to what has happened to me today. It's one lesson of many in a timeline of events that happen over the course of one's life that weaves the fabric of the storytelling of who a person is at the core of their being. The storytelling that happens surrounding the event that you're planning ultimately is a result of the choices you make. You and your partner, and you each as individuals. What's happening here, the legacy that you are writing for yourself, the stories that will be told about you and your life and your love for each other, to share what's good in the world. This is why I love what I do. It's to share the storytelling legacies of the people that I am so privileged to work with on such a close basis for a short length of time in the grand scheme of things. A year-long engagement is really not that long to get to know people on a very intimate level and to share some of their most deep, heartfelt expressions of love with a group of people that mean so much to them. Look for the good in the world. It's out there. I see it with all of our events. I know that there's so much out in the world that I still have yet to see and appreciate, and I don't want to miss a minute of it. With that, I'm out of here, guys. I hope you stay safe out there, and remember to look for the good in the world.